Welcome to UE Systems Equipment Orientation of the Ultraprobe 2000, presented to you by UE Systems Incorporated Training Division. Today we're going to discuss the equipment, controls, and operations of the Ultraprobe 2000. Here by the pictures we see there's a large sensitivity knob, a pistol grip, and a trigger. Part of the identification, the module housing itself, which would be a hole in the faceplate of the unit. Inside there are three gold receptacles. On the back of the modules, there are three gold pins that fit directly into those receptacles. They are press fit pins. They are meant for quick release. If it were to ever get caught in anything, you would lose the module, not the Ultraprobe, and not your hand. The on-off trigger. The trigger must be pulled and kept depressed to operate the unit. Once the trigger is released, the Ultraprobe will turn off. The battery compartment, which has a screwed in cap, part of the intrinsically safe rating of Class 1, Division 1, groups A, B, C, and D on this particular model. The wrist strap that is attached to the Ultraprobe should be worn at all times. Never leave the wrist strap dangling, as it can get caught in rotating equipment or even electrical equipment and would propose a serious hazard. The sensitivity dial, known as a 10-turn potentiometer, is on the back of the unit. We'll see a close-up of that in a moment. The instrument display, which is an intensity meter. This Ultraprobe does not display decibels. This is an analog unit that only displays intensity. The headphone port, which is a 3.5 millimeter mono split headphone jack. On the back of the unit, the display area, you will see a red LED for low battery. If this illuminates and stays on, the battery needs to be recharged. When the unit is first turned on or goes off, the light may flash. This is not an indicator that the battery needs to be recharged. When the LED lights and stays on when the unit is on, the battery needs to be recharged. The sensitivity dial, you can see, has settings so you can do comparisons. And here you see a whole number in the window, 1 to 10. Then you have decimal points from that point. So it might read 2.6. And you would keep it there and watch the intensity meter as you compare readings. The headphone port, again, the 3.5 millimeter jack for mono split sound. The analog display, a segmented intensity meter, 0 to 100. Again, an intensity meter, not a decibel. If you flip the unit over on the bottom, we can set the frequency from 20 kilohertz to 100 kilohertz. It will swing freely between 20 and 100. 40 kilohertz being the usual airborne activity. We also have a position that it clicks into called fixed band. Fixed band is a 15% gain of 40 kilohertz. We'll see that again in a moment. On the other side, you'll see meter mode, linear, logarithmic, and auxiliary. We do not use the auxiliary mode any longer, even though it is still there. One speeds up, one slows down the needle, depending on which you need. Fixed band, again, 40 kilohertz plus a 15% gain, so louder. If it's too loud, take it out of fixed band and put it back into 40 kilohertz. Usually, when we are hunting for air leaks or listening, we'll put it in fixed band for airborne sounds. The analog display only indicates intensity levels. Inspectors can estimate decibel levels using the segmented readout. Spin the sensitivity dial until you reach a midline meter reading, typically in linear mode to slow down the scale. This is the needle here. Yours may be red, it may be black, depending on the year it was made. Once that needle hits 50, you can note the number in the dial and compare the readings by the dial settings. Again, not decibels, just intensity marks. On this particular display, each segment of 20 increments equals about 3 decibels. So we can compare in that way as well. Again, this is an approximation, not to be used for trending. A digital unit which is precise and gives a digital decibel would be used to trend anything. These are for one-time checks or comparisons. The scanning module has a 60-degree field of view. It has 3 piezoelectric crystals inside it. You can see it through the screen here, here, and here, with a 60-degree field of reception. The stethoscope module, contact module, also a waveguide, will touch the housing of a valve, of a steam trap, of a bearing, a structure. Will transmit the sound wave through the rod to the piezoelectric crystal embedded inside the module. Again, these modules pull straight in and out of the unit. They are not to be twisted. The hard hat headphones, which are noise reducing headphones, meet OSHA requirements for single hearing protection. Earplugs should not be worn with the headphones, or you will not be able to hear what's coming out of the headphones. A warble tone generator may be in your case. This warbles between 38 and 42 kilohertz and emits an ultrasonic sound. Typically used to verify the functionality of equipment, but also to execute a sensitivity validation in accordance with ISO 29821 for the sensitivity validation. If you have any questions of how to operate your Ultraprobe 2000, please contact us at 1-800-223-1325 or email us at info@uesystems.com, and our website, packed full of information, www.uesystems.com.